Dark Towers begins with a girl running away from a rabid dog, before the narrator immediately slags her off.
Tracy was a loner.
Good introduction. The kind of introduction you'd read on a news report about someone who's just been convicted of strangling 8 cats. After her mad dog runs off into a garden, she ends up meeting a toff on a wall, where all toffs are kept.
You! What are you doing in my garden?
You gave me a fright. See my dog?
Do you know who I am?
No. Who are you?
I am Lord Edward Dark of Dark Towers, and I order you to leave.
This boy is
a Tory.
Sorry, my lord. Can I just find my dog first, please? We didn't mean any harm, honestly.
Are you sure that's all you wanted?
Yes?
Very well, then. I shall help you look for him.
This is the most English thing I've ever seen. When is this set? 1841?
Your name, please.
Tracy. Tracy Brown.
Follow me, Tracy Brown.
You talk like a book, you do. Why do you talk like a book?
I read a lot of books. I like books better than people.
Like me and...
Okay, these two are definitely serial killers. The kids enter the grounds of Dark Towers, and then this happens.
Look out!
I would love to edit that into something funnier, but there's just something so inherently bizarre about it as a cliffhanger that I can't even begin to touch it. That's the first part of the story over with, so we're off to meet the worst character of any look and read story. And it's almost like the writers know how shit he is, because look at where he lives. Okay, I've not done these look and read videos in chronological order, but by Christ, is this the creepiest version of Wordy yet. What are his eyes doing?
Dark Towers, that's it.
Who are you even looking at?
As you can see, this is a children's library. And I'll just tell Jenny you're here. She's in charge. She's the librarian.
Honey, she's not a dog.
This is Jenny Jackson.
Hello.
Now, this is a woman who loves the colour ginger. It's a bold move to have bright red hair and then wear orange everything on top of it. I suppose it keeps your brain occupied while she boringly shows you around a library you're never going to visit.
Now here's a big collection of nothing... And, over there, where I was just now, that's nothing... This is where we keep nothing... Down here? Now this is where we keep books, and here's the book of this story. Dark Towers, Dark Towers, Dark Towers. Now look, who's this? Yes, it's Dark Towers, and this is her very best friend, Nothing, and this is...
a Tory.
Time for a song about how our protagonist thinks everything is shit.
Tracy's a dickhead. She thinks boys are cunts. She thinks girls are cunts. And she thinks dolls are cunts.
Do you remember in the story, Edward asked Tracy her name, and she said... Tracy.
Incredible revelation, thanks for clarifying.
Yes. My first name is Jenny, and my second name, my family name, is Nothing. What's Edward's family name?
His family name is Board.
And what do we know about Tracy? Let's have a look. Read it with me. Tracy was a...
Psst, word watchers. Come and see my book cave. I've got something to show you.
Wait, he actually does live in the bin. I don't think you should be teaching children that there's potentially an exciting library inside a bin. Anyway, Wordy has dragged us into his germ-ridden den to teach us words. We already know plenty of those, and I can't bear looking at this monster up close for longer than a minute at a time. So let's get back to Tracy and the big fake statue.
You can't scare me. Oh, hello.
Who are you then?
I'm Tracy Brown. I'm looking for my dog. Who are you?
Lord Dark.
Oh, no, not another one. But look, what about that boy? He said he was Lord Dark, too.
Edward is my son.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very old house. Some people say it has ghosts. You're not scared of ghosts, are you?
Of course not.
I mean, seriously, this is the least convincing statue I've ever seen in my life. More importantly, though, Towser the dog's gone rabid again.
Towser? What's the matter? Oh, come on, Towser. What is it? It's in that picture.
Why is it so cold, Father?
That's the kind of thing poor people say, Edward. Hold your tongue, you cad. Anyway, there's a ghost in the portrait and no one really seems that bothered. They just look bored about it.
I'm sorry, there's no reaction at all.
Don't worry, we'll be seeing the next part of the story soon. I hope we'll find out why Dark Towers is in danger.
But I want to find out more about the tall knight of Dark Towers. Oh dear. Oh, look what's happened.
Ooh. There we are. The tall knight. Ah, now that reminds me. Who's that standing at the top of the stairs? Standing, staring at me. Who's that standing at the top of the stairs? Standing, staring at me. Who's that standing at the top of the stairs? Standing, staring at me. Who's that standing at the top of the stairs? Standing, staring at me. We could make up our own story with ST words.
Or how about we get to the actual story, the one that this programme is apparently about, because so far we're 8 minutes into a 19-minute episode and you've given me nout, woman. I just feel like I've been patronised by this substitute teacher who's now having a mental breakdown.
Stop? Oh no! Stuck! Oh no! Oh no!
There most definitely is something wrong with you, but while we wait for the current round of tests to come back, there's nothing more to be done.
Wordy? Don't you understand? In a story, anything can happen. Wordy's such a joker.
I don't know about all that. All I know is that Wordy's got one eye going to the shops and the other eye coming back with change.
Now, let's get back to Dark Towers, shall we?
All right, Wordy.
13 minutes into this episode and we're finally at the story. Minus the credits, that gives us roughly 5 minutes of content. This may be the slowest forward progression in a look and read production yet, but at least in this one they swapped the badger for a ghost.
The man in the picture, he talked.
I heard nothing. Did you, Edward?
I felt cold.
So only the mad lass with the feral dog actually saw the ghost, which explains the complete lack of reaction from these two. After that, they all decide to wander around the castle very slowly and dress up the dog in a bonnet. Suddenly, however, we find ourselves trapped in a junk room with a rogue Christopher Biggins.
Charming. Yes. Well, we are experts, Mr. Bunce and I. Experts on anything old. Old books, old pictures, old swords.
Old woman who talked too much.
Oh, dear, that's very good. He's such a joker, my friend Bunce. A barrel of fun.
Bender and Bunce, they're sorting things out for us. If we want to mend the roof, we must sell some pictures and things. Bender and Bunce are helping us. Look, that's their van.
Towser?
This woman cannot control her dog in the slightest, and we now know she's also got the reading age of a 9-year-old.
Museum of long ago.
Good information. But look, it was a fake sign.
It's coming off at the corner.
Old gold?
Dear. Well, I didn't do that. It came off by itself.
You lying get. Anyway, why not just hire a van without your real logo on it if you're up to nefarious doings? It's horse rustling all over again. And will you control that bloody dog? Christ alive.
What is it?
Something very strange was happening. The bedclothes were moving. There was something there.
It's the man in the picture.
Fear not. I am a friendly ghost.
And that's the end of that episode. Peter Stringfellow just materialised into a bed, and once again, no one really seems that amazed at this blatant supernatural activity. These people are dead inside.
Well, did you like seeing round Dark Towers again? It's a strange old house. I'm not at all surprised that Tracy and Edward met a ghost there.
You weren't surprised, and neither were they, apparently. No one is surprised about anything. Ghosts are just things that happen to everyone, all the time.
I've got a special book here that I would like to show you. Now, look, it's called Haunted Door. Look at that lady in the picture with that cat. Oh, isn't that nice? Wait a minute. Did you see their... I think I saw their eyes are moving. Oh.
I can see what the modelled word is eyes on, at least.
I'm just going to put this book right back on the shelf where I found it. On the shelf marked Ghost Door. I don't believe in ghosts, of course. I'm not at all surprised that Tracy and Edward met a ghost there. I don't believe in ghosts.
Make your mind up, you mad woman.
I want to write out in my own words what happened in the last part of the story. But you know, this typewriter is so old, and just look what's happened. I just came to ask you some more questions about this mysterious Dark family.
All right, well, have a look at what I've been doing. This is what I call a time door. As we go down it, we go further and further and further back into the past.
So, we start with a picture of Edward, and then we go back to his father, Lord Dark.
That's right, and I've written alongside how they're related, which is why Edward here has son at the side, and then we go back to Lord Dark, who is Edward's father.
But we don't know anything about Edward's grandfather. That's Lord Dark's father.
No, but Edward must have had a grandfather.
I'm pretty sure he would have also had a grandmother as well, unless the Darks are like land-based seahorses, which, for all I know, they could be. That might be what all posh people are like. They just spend all day procreating with themselves and farting out more posh people. Anyway, enough of all this shite. Let's find out what's happening with the bedridden ghost and the entirely unfazed cast of characters.
You need not fear me. I am a friendly ghost.
A ghost? This is crackers. I don't believe in ghosts.
Oh, yes, you do. You saw my picture move and talk.
Yes, I did.
And now you see me.
Are you really there?
Oh, look at your dog. He can see me very well.
Can you see him, Edward?
Yes, I can now. I couldn't before, but I can now. Where do you come from?
He's a ghost, Edward, not one of those foreigners you've read about in the Telegraph.
This used to be my bedroom when I lived here, you know.
You lived here?
Of course I did, young lady. Still do, in a way. This is my house, after all.
Whose ghost are you?
I am Lord Dark.
Oh, no, not another one.
You must be my great great, 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 great,
Well, more or less.
great.
I believe you. You talk like a book as well.
Girls were not like you in my day.
Great, great, great grandfather.
Did you hear anything?
Bit of thunder, I think.
I fear I cannot stay long. Now listen. Listen carefully, both of you. This house is in danger. Danger from fire. That is why I have come back. Beware of two bees buzzing together.
Beads?
Beware of the bird with the brown feather. The house will be saved by the tall knight's treasure.
But what does all that mean?
Yeah, just tell it straight, Ghost. If you want to save Dark Towers, give clear instructions.
It's part of the legend of Dark Towers. I heard it when I was alive. Now I hear it in my head again.
I've heard of the Tall Knight. What do you know about the Tall Knight?
There he is again.
It's only a bit of thunder.
Oh, the Tall Knight has haunted Dark Towers for hundreds and hundreds of years. He used to haunt me when I was alive. They say he was looking for his treasure. They say he's still looking. He cannot find it alone because he cannot come inside the house. And I cannot find it alone because I cannot leave the red bedroom. You must help us find the treasure and save the house. Then we can both rest. Do you know I've not had a good sleep for 300 years?
Haha, stupid old Ghost and his centuries-old misery.
Bunce saw the writing on the van.
Funny. Look at this. Someone's been having a look at this.
How do you know? It was like that before the kids even got there. Also, this guy may be the worst actor I've seen in a look and read show.
Don't tell her too much. You always have to talk too much, you do.
You can't put somebody this wooden next to Christopher Biggins, a man who can't so much as pick his own nose without doing it flamboyantly.
I trust her. I don't trust anyone. My dear Miss Hawke, what a charming hat. Morning.
Well, find anything good?
Not really. Old swords, old pictures, old books.
Oh. I heard a story about a treasure. Treasure in a book?
I say, treasure in a book. You've been reading fairy stories again.
All the same, I think I'll take a look.
Now, I wonder what she's up to.
In the red bedroom, Tracy and Edward stared at the ghost.
Rude.
My powers are fading. Now listen. Book room. 4 up, 4 along, inside, 4 from the end, and 4 from the top.
I've literally already forgotten what he said. Just write it down, you stupid old fart.
Inside, 4 from the end, 4 from the top.
Quiet, Towser. I hear footsteps.
Who could it be? No one ever comes up here.
Towser growled and growled and growled.
That's all Towser ever does, in fairness. And that's the end of the episode. A door opened. It's all getting very exciting, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, I don't bloody know.
I've been wondering about this woman that we just met in the story.
Hello, Word Watchers.
Lesson number 1 to teach children. Interrupt adults whenever possible.
Miss Hawke. Names are very important.
And that's why we've made...
I mean, seriously, let the woman finish a bloody sentence.
My name is... Wordy? What are you doing?
Oh, this and that. Actually, I'm working out a clue trail for Jenny. This is the 4th and last clue. Don't tell her anything, will you?
Where have you been to? Here and there. Here and there. Oh, no. It's ghastly and ghostly here and there. Oh, no. It's ghastly here and there. that song again with the words missed out. Count 3 from the beginning. The beginning now. The letter A is at the beginning of the alphabet. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. Aha! What's this? This is a new book. I wonder how that got there. Oh, well, let's have a look at it now. What's it called? Oh, Oh, wordy. That was a great clue trail you set for us. We found the book, and we've been scaring ourselves silly with the skeletons.
Oh, well, you see, with a clue trail, you always get a prize at the end.
Her prize is a book that was already in the library in the first place. Awesome. What a treat. Let's get back to Ghost Watch, where it turns out the person who opened the door was the woman who's clearly up to no good.
I hope I didn't scare you. My name is Miss Hawke.
You're doing some work for my father.
Yes, that's right. I'm an expert on old books.
Really?
I work with Mr. Bencher and Mr. Bunce. You must be Edward.
How do you do?
And I'm Tracy Brown.
Hello.
And this is Towser.
Oh.
And just to remind everyone, Tracy Brown is only here because she lost her dog. She has absolutely nothing to do with any of these people, but she just won't leave.
I've read that this bedroom had a ghost long ago. Perhaps you thought you saw him.
We did see him.
What did he look like?
She doesn't believe you.
Don't be so sure.
Well, there's an old painting downstairs. An ancestor of mine. My great-great-great-great-great.
The tall knight's treasure will save the house from danger.
But it's not here, is it? The treasure.
The friendly ghosts seem to think so.
The golden book of the tall knight.
Great-grandfather.
Is it really here?
We're going to look in the book room, whatever that is.
Book room?
The kids follow the hint that the ghost left for them, but they take this woman they don't know along with them because why not? Everyone else works out the basic sentence clue, but Tracy Brown decides she's not moving until she's worked it out herself.
What did it mean?
Doesn't make sense. There are letters missed out. Oh, something's been eating them.
A bookworm, perhaps.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's what he is.
Got it.
Well, I don't get it. It's crackers.
Shall we go after him?
Not me, Miss Hawke. I like to work things out for myself.
I'll see you later then.
Right. Funny name. Sounds like a bird.
What a clever girl.
Father? How old is that wheel you're working on?
It's not old at all.
Oh. Are there any really old ones around here?
Why?
Well, we saw a ghost in the red bedroom, and we're going to find the treasure and save the house from danger.
Edward, you read far too many books. Forget about ghosts. Go and play with your new friend.
Sometimes you talk to me as if I were 4. You know very well... Of course. The old well.
You really don't see light bulb moments like this in media much anymore, where someone is trying to figure something out and during a conversation they accidentally say the word that they were looking for all along. And the reason you don't see it much in media anymore is because it's contrived and shit. Anyway, let's watch Slow Tracy be slow some more.
But what does that mean? And what was the other thing the friendly ghost said? Beware of 2 bees buzzing together. Beware of the bird with the brown feather. It's crackers.
Worst cliffhanger so far. Moving on.
Now, which of these 3 words does Tracy say a lot? Read them all out loud. Crackers, yes. It'd be funny if she'd said it. Now, in the story, you know this golden book of the tall knight that Miss Hawke seems to know all about? Well, it must be very, very old. Older than the tall knight. So we've put it on our time road right at the end. Right as far back as we can go.
Based on what evidence, exactly? Something tells me you're not a real ginger historian scientist at all.
I can really understand a book expert like Miss Hawke getting all excited at the idea of it. I wonder what it's like. I bet it's beautiful. Oh, well, anyway, I'm going to leave all these out here for the kids coming in later on. And I've made a label. There we are. Books from a long time ago. Hey, what's going on? Books from a long Tim ago?
Oh God, please no.
Yeah. What you do with me? Magic, 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 what you do with me?
We've been playing a special kind of word game here, and what we're trying to do is to find words with magic E at the end and I in the middle. We've got 3 words already. We've got bite and pipe and tits. All right, Wordy, your turn.
I really wish they'd decide how big Wordy is supposed to be. His size changes in every single scene he's in, and it's really breaking my suspension of disbelief that this woman is actually there at all. In the midst of a full mental breakdown, this woman, I swear.
Let's look and see what Nicola has put for letter S. Ah, skeleton. Oh, that's good, isn't it? And letter C. Ooh, a cock. Very good. I expect quite a few of you would have chosen that too. Or you might find some of the letters a wee bit difficult to find really good ghostly words for. Oh, but why don't you see how many you can get?
Ooh, I know. Letter O for owl.
What's so fucking scary about an owl? Oh yeah, right, fair enough. Back to this slow-ass story then. Edward is checking out the well he thought about when he said well in a sentence.
Perhaps you will find the golden book of the tall knight.
And save the house from danger. But how can a book be a treasure? And how can it save the house?
Some books are so old they are rarer than diamonds. The golden book of the tall knight is said to be 1,000 years old. If we find it, some museum might give more than £1 million for it.
I'm not sure an expert in books would evaluate a book before she even knows whether it exists or not. Something tells me this woman is talking out of her arse. Also, if a book has been kept in a well for 1,000 years, I'm pretty confident it's going to be wrecked.
Feel something. Do you think it's the treasure?
Gave the wheel one last turn. Up came the bucket.
Why is it always a boot? Slow Tracy worked out her own solution in the meantime.
Coach wheels go round.
You are dumb, Private.
Come on then.
In the coach house, Tracy finds a bit of paper that I refuse to accept no one has noticed until this point because it's not even remotely hidden. Then, as someone enters, she decides to hide the piece of paper back where she found it instead of, in a pocket or somewhere useful.
Well, what do you think? Nothing much here. These things are all too big for us. Never get away with nicking a coach, would we? Might be some stuff inside them, though. Shall I have a look? No.
Two bees buzzing together.
Beads? No.
No.
Nothing worth stealing, my dear old Bunce. We have all the best stuff. Tomorrow, we can put it in the big van and then set the house on fire.
Number 1, stop saying your illegal plans out loud for no reason. Number 2, are you fucking blind? She's right there.
We're wasting time here.
What was that? Did you sneeze?
Someone else here.
In there. Two spies. One with a tail and one without. Come on! Out you come.
Oh dear. Did you hear us, young lady?
Yes, I did.
Number 3, at least lie when you're caught by these two idiots. Jesus wept. Everyone's an absolute bumbling ball bag. Bunter and Bumley drag Tracy to see Lord Dark and stuff a treasure in her pocket so they can get her in trouble, and that's the end of that. Hopefully this means Tracy will get kicked out of the grounds and go home, because where are her parents during all of this? I know she has the look and demeanour of a 45-year-old, but I presume she's supposed to be a child. She's been missing for hours.
Why did Benjer and Bunce put something in Tracy's pocket? I think it was to get her into trouble.
So the point is, will Lord Dark believe what Benjer and Bunce say because they're grown-ups? Or will he believe what Tracy says because she's a friend of Edward's?
She's not a friend of Edward's. She's a complete stranger.
Now, let's see. You need magic E.
I think we all do after this.
With the word you don't know, the main thing is to have a go. With the word you don't know, the main thing is to have a go. The main thing is to have a go.
Think it out. Think it out.
With the word you don't know, the main thing is to have a go.
Bye.
Bye. What sound do all these words start with? Thunder, thief. Yes. I put some copies of Dark Towers in among the storybooks yesterday. Now, you know it's written by somebody called Andrew Davies, so you'd look for it under letter D. But you'd start at...
Letter A.
Yes, right wordy. A, B, C, D. Here it is, Andrew Davies, Dark Towers.
Oh, that's funny. Both the name of the book and the person who wrote it begin with letter D.
Yes, that's quite rare.
Wait, what? No, it's not. How is that rare? Shut up. No, bad facts. Back to the story then. Bendy and Blunt bring Tracy to justice at last.
I'm sorry, Lord Dark, but we found a thief.
I'm not a thief. You are. They were talking about setting the house on fire.
Dear, oh dear, does that seem likely?
Tell me, did you come here to steal things?
No, I didn't. I was just looking for my dog. You know that.
Make her turn out her pockets.
I never saw that before.
You are guilty.
Wait outside, Edward. You won't be speaking to Tracy again. Go on. I'll explain later. Now, I'm not going to do anything this time. But please don't come here again.
All right, Towser. We'll find a way to come back.
Please don't. You don't know these people. You were just there to get your bloody dog. Go home, Tracy.
The door of one of the coaches was open. He looked inside. Dust, dark, cobwebs, nothing else. But wait. Under the seat he saw a bit of paper.
It's lucky Tracy had the foresight to stupidly hide the piece of paper where she found it so that somebody else could stumble across it coincidentally. Unfortunately for Edward, there's only half a clue here, so Edward, having no other friends, runs off to speak to the creepy old man that won't get out of bed.
I need you, Ghost.
Wait! Wait a minute!
Weird how he always materialises without his nightcap on, but holding it. There must be some rule in the afterlife that means you're not allowed to wear it until after you've materialised.
What is the clue you have found? Think of the night so haunting the end of the... I think we have a rhyme here. We must guess the missing words. Think of the night so...
Tall. Of course. And if it is a rhyme, then the word beginning with W must be wall.
So after all that, he didn't even really need the ghost's help anyway, but it did fill some time in this exceptionally slow plot. Cliffhanger time. Is he wearing jeans?
Oh, that Miss Hawk. Oh, what a pair. Hoo-hoo.
Have you ever played a game of Snap at home?
Not with these grandma's cataract-sized cards, I haven't.
When is a knot not a knot? When it's untied. Ha ha.
Wordy, you're brilliant.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't think it was worth a round of applause. Stop encouraging him.
We've got a picture here of Lord Dark's carving of the tall knight. Let's see how many words beginning with KN can describe him. First of all, he's a knight, of course. And under these great gauntlets on his hands, he's got knuckles.
Okay, really stretching this now. Also, that middle finger must have been doing some heavy lifting. It's thrice the size of his other fingers.
Wordy, Wordy. If I'm not up here, I've gone down there. Wordy.
Let's get back to the story, shall we?
Good idea. We've still got 4 chapters of this to slowly fill. We return to the hipster knight in his skinny jeans, and Edward pretends not to shit himself.
Who comes to the tall knight's folly?
I am Lord Edward Dark. I'm not afraid. I need your help.
Where are the girl and the dog?
They had to go. My father sent them away.
They must be here. It says so in the old legend. I cannot help unless the girl and the dog are here.
But they can't come.
Tracy is sat in the garden talking to her dog because she has no idea when her welcome has been outstayed.
Find Edward and tell him what's happened. Come on then. Quietly now. No barking. We'll have to sneak round to Edward's room. No, not that way, Towser.
It was no good. Towser was a strong dog. And that was how Tracy and Towser came to the folly.
Hello.
Tracy, I'm so glad to see you.
I'm not really a thief, you know.
I know.
I came to tell you.
Tell me later.
You look as if you've seen a ghost.
I have. The tall knight.
I don't believe you.
Tracy, for Christ's sake, you've been seeing ghosts all bloody morning.
Now Now listen. Go to the old library, and a gold key you will see inside the inside of the dark tree.
But I don't understand.
Nobody does, Edward. These ghosts are obsessed with saying everything in riddles instead of just explaining in plain English what it is you're supposed to do.
The tall knight. Trouble is, this clue. We're stuck, and we must find the treasure. But what did the tall knight mean? Inside the inside of the dark tree. Do you think it's a picture of a tree?
But how could you get a key inside a picture? Any ideas? Not a sausage. And a tree in the library. Crackers.
I know. The dark family tree.
Every single time they get a clue, all they do is sit around for 5 minutes scratching their head until eventually they just sort of think of something random. There's no methodology involved. Things just happen because someone thought of something. Anyway, they find a book, and inside the book is a key and another clue, and that's the end of this episode.
Quiz time again. Which of these two things did the tall knight say to Edward and Tracy? Read them both out loud. Do not fear. Yes, that's it. It'd be funny if the tall knight had said this.
Oh, you know how the tall knight vanished after he'd given Edward and Tracy the next clue? Well, I can vanish too. Jenny, tell me to vanish.
Okay, Wordy?
Fuck off.
I vanished.
We're going to play an ED game. We'll see how many words ending in ED each of us can get in 30 seconds. Not long.
You guess the ED words too, word watchers. Jenny and I will give each other the letters at the beginning and end of each word and a clue to its meaning. If we get the word right, we'll put down an ED counter like this on the board.
Right, Wordy. Your turn first. Let's start the clock. You ready, word watchers? Go.
First word coming up. It starts with SH and ends in ED and makes a noise.
Shouted.
Quite right. Next word.
Okay, I understand the rules of the game, but do we really need this board with the tokens on it? This is very over-engineered. I don't think you're going to get this one kick-started at all.
Bitch down. Bitch down. Oh!
I was just going to show the word watchers another ghost story. It's called A Ghost Story.
These two are especially boring today, so let's head on over to another pair of boring tits and see if Tracy and Edward can work out another clue instead of just randomly plucking a word out of the air. Edward goes and speaks to his dad, who is still just chipping away at the fake knight statue as if it isn't already completely finished. He's literally been doing this for 8 episodes now, and it looks exactly the same as it did when we first saw it. Charlatan.
I'll help you find it. Shall I?
Thank you. Wait a minute.
Beware of a bird with a brown feather, a hawk to hunt treasure, a hawk to hunt treasure. Beware, beware.
It's you. You are the bird with the brown feather.
I don't think you're allowed to call women that anymore. I would like to point out, though, that most of Dark Tower's problems could be solved by not letting multiple random strangers wander about in your house freely. Also, even though both the Darks have lived here forever, neither of them seem to know any of the contents of their own house.
found it.
How did you not know this was here?
They lifted the lid.
Just a moment, my dear. Well, well, well. It's our little thief again.
Thief yourself.
Nice one.
Excuse me, please. There's nothing there.
There must be.
You'll never find the treasure, you thief!
Take that kid and dump her. And as for the little lord here...
Let me talk to him. Somewhere quiet, like the Red Bedroom. I'm sure I can make him see sense.
Okay, did anyone read this bit of the script out loud to themselves and think, you know what? That sounds weird, actually. Maybe rephrase all of it so it doesn't sound like James Bond being seduced by a Russian spy? But no, fine, they just went there. Time for a dumb cliffhanger.
Towser ran after the van, but was soon left behind. Where were they going? Tracy didn't know.
Beware of the bird. We mustn't trust the bird. We've got the song about how to do it too, with the karate word chopper. Ha, ho, ho, ha.
Oh, I can't be done with Mr. and Mrs. Orange anymore. I would like to say that I'm just eager to find out what happens in the story next, but I'm not even eager for that, because so far, everything could have been avoided if everyone in the story just did the opposite of what they've done. First off, the Bongley boys do a runner.
The van was on a bank at the side of the road. Bunce ran off.
You got it all wrong, Edward. I'm on your side, you know. We both want the same thing, really.
And now we get to watch this grown woman lock a child in a bedroom. And I know they've only done this here so that the ghost can come back and scare her or tickle her ass or something. I don't care. Whatever the situation is, stop luring children into the bedroom and locking the door.
All my life I've been reading about the Tall Knight. No one knows as much about the legend as I do. I must have that book. I'll do anything to get it.
You said you wanted it for a museum.
Yes, a museum. But that's what I meant.
I don't believe you. You just want it for yourself.
Edward, of course I don't. Tell me where it is.
I don't believe you. I shan't tell you what I know. You're a thief.
Hey, little fool, I shall have to shut you up.
No, Ghost, you came back at the wrong time. Edward was just about to clock her one.
You are the bird with the brown feather, the hunting hawk. You had good in you, but now you're bad. And the ghosts of Dark Towers will hunt you down in your turn.
Oh, well done, friendly ghost.
Tracy's dog comes back to, well, not exactly rescue her. She didn't need rescued because there's no one to rescue her from. But it does fill the runtime with pointless, plotless crap, which is apparently what they constantly need to do, even at 5 minutes per segment.
Tower, Benja was still hunting for the treasure inside the studded chest.
What's the matter, my little jam roll?
I've just seen a ghost.
Oh dear. It's ghost stories now, is it? Makes a change from fairies.
Don't you dare laugh at me!
Hey, look out, you make
As usual, the answer to any problem in this story is to just sort of bumble about until the answer reveals itself to you randomly.
I'm going to have to call for the Tall Knight. And I'm scared stiff of him, but he's the only one who can help us now.
Well, try and make him come then.
That's what she said.
Oh, dear. No, well.
Agony,
Let's get this over and done with.
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
A.
Yes.
We're coming to the very last part of the story. Woo-hoo.
You know my favourite bit in that last chapter? There was a sound like thunder.
Easily pleased you are.
What's going to happen next? That's the big question.
Oh, do you know how you can remember the shape of a question mark? Well, trace it in the air and make a sound to go with it, like this. Meow. Bing.
Remember how to draw a question mark by remembering the shape of it and drawing it that way. Got it.
I'm just going down to my book cave for the last time. Well, let's go and see what Jenny's doing, shall we?
All right, now we'll find a bit of the story.
Watch out, watch out!
Oh, I thought you were a ghost tiptoeing in there.
Bloody brown shirts. They always sneak up when you least expect it.
You don't frighten easily, do you? Right, well, be brave. Here we go then. James and Tim, that's the dog, are in the bedroom, and James is trying to do his homework, but there's something funny going on in his bedroom because suddenly... Now it's time to say goodbye, I'm afraid.
But we'd like you to sing along with us for the last time.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Finally, we're on to the conclusion, and the ghost is still summoning the tall knight for some reason or other. Meanwhile, Tracy is still not going home.
Oh, it's you. I thought I told you to keep away from the house.
Please listen to me. You've got it wrong, honest. I'm not a thief. The house is in danger. You've got to phone the police.
Why should I believe you? All right.
Just as beautiful as the legend said.
It's over 1,000 years old. Maybe don't rub your sweaty mitts all over it.
Much too valuable for you.
Oh, but you don't want it, and you couldn't sell it. If you did, they'd know you were the thief. I must have it! I must!
Virginie, hero! Incoming, doom coming, forlorn Fiero! Finland!
Okay, now he's just saying Finland over and over again. I don't think Finland's going to come and help. After finally getting the incantation right, and while everyone else goes mental over a book... The tall knight, finally, slowly, appears and doesn't really do much.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Why are you running towards him? So, wait, the police didn't even question anyone. They just turned up and assumed these guys probably need to be arrested. That's some damn efficient police work.
For the tall knight had vanished again. But all round the house there were strange sounds, like laughter. The ghosts of Dark Towers were having the last laugh.
That's a bad ending.
Anyway, that's the end of the story, and can I just point out that Tracy Brown was the most useless part of this entire thing? She did nothing. She helped no one. All she did was get in the way, and even though the Tall Knight refused to help unless Tracy and her dog were there, because they were apparently vital to saving Dark Towers, her entire contribution after that point was to get captured, escape, and then go and tell Lord Dark to ring the police. That was it. Anyone could have done that. And so we are now 4 look and read stories deep into this miserable escapade, and I think it's time we start ranking them, because I am now declaring myself the foremost expert on children's educational television from decades ago, and every single retrospective has been flooded with comments saying that the one they grew up with was actually the best one, and it's important to objectively tell everyone what to think going forward. Dark Towers is not the best one, and no amount of boom mics wandering into shot will change my mind. However, it's also not the worst. So in terms of ranking so far, from worst to best, Geordie Racer because it's fucking miserable and it's got an actual nonce in it. Badger Girl because it's fucking miserable and it feels like it goes on for 1,000 years. Dark Towers because even at a mere 50 minutes of plot throughout the entire series runtime, the vast majority of that plot is taken up with people either wandering around aimlessly or plucking solutions to puzzles out of thin air. That leaves Through the Dragon's Eye at the number 1 slot, the most competent story out of all of them, and one that isn't an entirely miserable drag from start to end. Bye.
All right.